Thank you. Thank you for this church. Indeed. I'm Katie Ralston, and I am so happy to be here today. And let us begin our service together as we affirm our statement of truth. There is one presence and one power in the universe and in me, God the good omnipotence. Prayer is the basis on which unity was founded. Our prayer chaplains pray. Our prayer chaplains pray for your request for 30 days. Your prayers are also sent to Silent Unity to be prayed for at the same time. So that's double prayer power. And we have prayer request forms in the back. They're over there. They're going to be over there by where you can go and pray, and then we'll get oneness blessings in the rooms there. You can also do prayer requests on your envelopes, your offering envelopes, and you can also do them in person. So today, Bruce Landry and Don Davis are going to be our prayer chaplains. I see Don. Where's Bruce? And Bruce is in the audio booth. Okay, they have gold scarves on today. You can talk to them. Bruce will be leading the prayer circle after the service up here in the front, and please feel free to join that. And Don will be offering one-on-one prayer in the back, so over here. So please join for prayer as you are called. Now, please join Reverend Kyra in prayer.
I love to pray. Ooh, woo! Let's see how powerful that is. We all love to come to this place where we come to the communion with our own divine spirit. So find that place in your own heart and your own being where you connect with the God of your understanding. Whatever name or knowing for that infinite source, that divine oneness, that presence and love, let it flow within you. Feel yourself as a presence with this one divine light. And let this light flow through in a more powerful, more profound way, harmonizing every cell of your body, every thought of your mind, every experience of this now. And we are grateful, grateful, grateful to be at one with God, to feel and know that we are living in that divine essence, and we are flowing it into every particle of our being, to every part of our lives, that this living essence is moving us through life with wisdom and grace, with power and presence. And we give ourselves over that we may be guided and nurtured in all that we do, in all that we think, in all that we are. And we know that we cannot ever be separate from this source. We feel its infinite grace, its infinite flow, the consciousness moving through us to move us to higher vibration and frequency right here and right now. And we affirm, I am as God is. In this awareness, we bless this sanctuary and all of our loved ones wherever they may be. We bless our youth ministry and our teachers and all of those that are sharing their light in that beautiful context of lifting up and recognizing the truth in our children. We bless this world, that all may know that place of peace and harmony in their soul, of a flow of abundance and of good, and to feel the power of that presence in the midst of all circumstances. We bless all those that are struggling and suffering this day, that they may know a greater harmony and good and awareness of a divine light within them that is guiding and lifting and fulfilling a higher good in their life, that they may feel and know the presence of the divine here and now. And we say thank you, yes. We bless this service and our musicians, our audio, video, and all of those that serve this ministry in so many, many ways. And we bless ourselves, that we may know even more this divine flow of infinite consciousness as it moves through and enlightens each and every one of us, to be a light, to be a presence in this world. And we are grateful, and so it is. Amen. And yes. Thank you.
That is so beautiful, and I'm always amazed when you pray because I know you don't write that down. It's like it flows through you, so thank you for that. I need to regroup here. Thank you, Kyra. Okay, from beautiful prayer to announcements. So announcements, this week's announcements, and all links to participate can be found in your Sunday e-bulletin. Went out this morning at 7 a.m. For our in-person today, I can't talk this morning. For our in-person folks today, please visit the connection table, those are going to be in the foyer, to show your interest. We have sign-up boards there. You can access our updated newsletters and bulletins, and they're easily found on our new website, which is www.unitybayareahouston.org, by clicking the orange newsletter button at the top of the page, or you may also call 281-554-2450 and leave a message requesting any event details. Our prayer chaplains are hosting a prayer vigil for Ukraine. That'll be Wednesday, May 18th, this coming Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. All are welcome as we hold the truth we know for those who cannot at this time in our world. It Takes a Village is the theme of our Volunteer Appreciation Day, to be held next Sunday, May 22nd, before, during, and after service. So please mark your calendars and plan to be connected in an even deeper way through celebration and recognition. Prayer Empowerment Process is a 5-week Wednesday class starting June 1st at 7 p.m. Each week you'll have the opportunity to learn about and experience unity prayer in your life. This class is open to the whole congregation, but it is specifically for renewing and new prayer chaplains. But don't let that stop you. Go ahead and you can sign up for it if you just want to learn more about the process of prayer. And we have Blood Drive coming up. Blood Drive, June 5th. Our goal is to have at least 15 successful donors. We have got to have 15 people here who can be good donors. We encourage donors to schedule an appointment, and we know how much the staff and resources, having trouble talking today, so we know how much staff and resources are needed for the drive. So donors can schedule their own appointments online by clicking the button, and on the Sunday e-bulletin this morning, there is a button there, there's more information. You can click on that and it'll take you right to the site. You can pick your time when you want to go, and that'll be for Sunday the 5th. All successful donors will receive a free beach towel. Feels like summer already, right? Please join me for our vision, mission, values. I cannot talk this. Our vision, mission, values, and affirmation. Okay, here we go. Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is to inspire minds, awaken hearts, and empower lives through the teachings of Jesus Christ and other universal truth. In all that we are, in all that we live, we value unconditional love, connection, authenticity, inclusivity, and compassion. We are living relevant spirituality now.
Please rise. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you, and so it is. see the love that's in you, and so it is. I can see it. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic, power, pure sweet love. I see the grace that's in you. I see the courage in you. I see the heart that's in you, and so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the heart that's in you, and so it is. I see the power in you, and so it is. Beautiful.
That's a great song. Your presence here today is precious to us all. Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, we know some folks here are joining us for the very first time, and we thank you for checking out Unity Bay Area Houston. If you'd like more information about our community and Unity teachings, you can connect with a greeter after the service or contact us through Messenger on our Facebook page, Unity Bay Area Houston. Greeters today are going to be back there in the back, so feel free to... Oh, Maria, you're a greeter today too? All right. Hi, Sandra. Hi, D'Amico, there in the back there. If you're looking for a spiritual place to be renewed and lifted, we would love to welcome you here. Now, if you're here for the first time, please raise your hand. If you're feeling brave, raise your hand. Yes, hi, hello. So we have something we'd like to give you, okay, that tells you a little bit more about us. I know you already know a little bit about us, but a little bit more for you. And mostly, we would love to welcome you. And is there anybody here who's been here for the third time, maybe? Third time? No? I mean, you've all been coming forever, right? You want to, okay. Well, third time's a charm after all, but if you're still new to us or you're a repeat visitor, we have a unique Unity gift to thank you. So anybody who's been here maybe not the third time, fourth time, you're still kind of new, fourth time? No? Okay. You'll be back, all right? Okay. Anyway, please, if you are and you're just feeling a little shy, I don't want to shame you. You can see the greeters after the service if you want a little more information. So, but together we're going to share our Unity welcome blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. And now we'll have our daily word with Ronnie.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Our word today is so cool. It's freedom, isn't it?
Yes.
Taking responsibility for my life leads to freedom. That's our affirmation. Each day has its shares of ups and downs. Like most people, I have felt blessed by my happy experiences and laid low by more difficult ones. I have used the spiritual tools of forgiveness and gratitude to learn from and move beyond my more painful experiences. This kind of spiritual housekeeping is my key to lasting freedom. By releasing blame and regret over and over again if necessary, I am ensuring that I will not be bound by the past and limited by an outworn image of myself. Life is dynamic, and so am I. My growth is dependent upon my forward movement, and I commit to embracing the freedom that comes from leaving the past behind. With gratitude, I bless this person I was. With faith, I reach unencumbered for the person I am becoming. And from Galatians chapter 5, verse 13, for you were called to freedom, brothers and sisters, and also from the word of John Baptiste, When I move my body like this, I don't know why, but I feel freedom.
Let me be in your stillness. Let me be in the very mind of God. Let me listen to your wisdom. Let me know which road to take. Still my mind, fill my soul, heal my heart, and make me whole. Let me rest in your kindness. Let me rest in your loving arms. Let me feel you so I may know you. Make me one with you. Make me one with you.
I invite you now, if you haven't already done so, to open yourself to this time of meditation. If you desire, close your eyes and turn within to that sacred place where we experience that inner awareness. We open our inner eye and know that there is an infinite realm here communicating and blessing and moving us forward with light and wonder and awe. We experience the release of gentling ourselves into this now moment, that there's nowhere else we need to be. We expand our inner awareness so we feel an expansive consciousness within us, where we are connected to that infinite source, that one presence. And we begin to relax our body temple, to allow an even greater awareness of the spacious connection, the infinite realm that we are a part of. We relax our eyes and the backs of our eyes. Our cheekbones release and relax. We feel our jaw and our tongue and the back of our throat relax. And our shoulders, if you need to roll them or move them, to let go of any tension and allow your body to be fully present right here. We begin to feel every particle of us, every organ, every system that we operate within in this glorious body we own, that we are allowed to share for a time here upon earth. And we recognize that this body temple is serving us, and we relax every part of it. The muscles and tendons and any place we feel any stress or tension, we just take a breath and breathe through that area. Let it go. As we let go and allow the divine to move through us with ease and grace and flow, we feel a deeper sense of oneness. And we open ourselves to the wisdom of our soul, the wisdom of the divine within each one of us. For the light that we are has all awareness, all consciousness, pouring forth its wisdom to connect in us. And we open ourselves that that truth and essence that we are communicates with ease and understanding. And we let go and allow that presence to fill us now in the silence. In the silence. In the silence. In this now and every moment that follows, we feel ourselves fully alive here, fully engaged with that infinite side of our nature. We experience the power of that deep inner silence and the movement of spirit in and through and as us. And we are filled with gratitude. Gratitude opens our heart and expands our being and allows the flow of all that is, that we may be made new. We may recognize that we are here right now in a new world in this moment, in a new experience in this now. We let go of all that is, that we may feel and know that divine presence that is moving us forward, that we may truly live from a place of awe and wonder. In gratitude, we feel this and we share the words of an Aramaic translation of our Lord's Prayer together. Beloved oneness, breathing life of all, holy is our essence. Create your reign of unity now. Your one desire acts with ours and vibrates light to form. Fulfill this day all need for bread and insight. Forgiveness releases us, and we remember wholeness. We are free from inner and outer deception and walk your path with joy. You are the power of these truths, and unite my words, thoughts, feelings, and actions through this prayer. In gratitude, my heart knows it is so. Amen. And yes.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, friend, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings, sown in blood and freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world, 100,000 things begin. I'm like a shooting star, I've come so far, I can't go back. I'm in a whole new world, with new horizons to pursue. I'll chase them anywhere, there's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you.
Thank you, Patty Rabaza. So did everybody bring their magic carpet today? We're going to ride above the world and create a whole new world in our awareness and our way of being in life. You know, I wanted to talk today about unity as a way of life. The unity way of life. And it's so perfect that our daily word today was about taking personal responsibility in such a way that it creates freedom for us. You know, unity is not always an easy path because it requires us to take personal responsibility for our spiritual connection, our spiritual essence, the way we're going to live. And unity was not founded as a religion. It was founded as a teaching, as a way of life that could transform what we experienced on a moment-by-moment basis. And that begins by what we experience within ourselves, and then what gets engaged out in the world, and the way that that manifests into our lives, into our relationships, into our finances, into our health, into our wholeness. Because when we begin to take responsibility for living a new way, for living according to these principles that we've been taught in unity, then we start to see that maybe there's a new way of perceiving life itself, perceiving our own selves and the life that we've lived and the life that we've claimed and what's possible for us moving forward. And as a result, we begin to live from that place where what we call the Christ consciousness, that divine light, that spark that is within each and every one of us, that we recognize there's only one presence and one power. Isn't that our first unity principle? And as we go through this time of living, that there's a new way of living that is going to spark us into a place where we have that new way of living, where we have that oneness with all of life, where we recognize we're not separate. We're not separate from the divine. We're not separate from ourselves. We're not separate from one another. And it's a nice idea, isn't it? Oneness. And what is it to live it? What is it to live from a knowing that there's only one presence and one power in this world? See, this is where the challenge is what does it mean to live from that? Because it's all nice and fun and hunky-dory here on Sunday. You know, we can have our little magic carpet ride and be flying high, and then we go out and face traffic, or we hear about a challenge in the world, or we then come face to face with someone who's in conflict with us, right? So then we get the opportunity to say, do I really take this in as not just an idea, a nice idea, but absolutely knowing in our core as a living presence that we are one with all of creation. We are one with every animal and creature and every plant and every experience and every being. And this is a challenge in a world where we see separation, and we've been taught to escalate in the media every conflict, every negative thing that ever happens. I quit watching the news about 30 years ago, and and it's probably one of the best things I ever did. I've never missed anything that was really important. You know, I get informed as needed, but I also know that I don't fill myself with those ideas of separation, of how awful it is out there, because there are a whole lot more stories about how great it is, how loving people are, how compassionate and kind and connected we are to one another. To when I know that truth and I live from that truth, then all of a sudden not only do I live that first principle we teach, but I go into the second idea, which is that the Christ consciousness, the divine spark is in every single person. There's no one who can be separate from that. This is hard for us to see. And because especially there are certain situations that we say, well, not there, it's okay over here, but not over there. And yet, if that is a spark of divinity, every person, then what is it that has fueled and moved them forward in ways that appear less than one, less than a Christ consciousness? And if I am holding them in the idea that they are not, I'm creating more separation in the world. I'm creating a negative flow of energy out from my being. And my role is to remember and live this truth that we're teaching, this truth that there is this one presence. And the more I can vibrate with love and forgiveness and a calling forth of the divine. If it's not looking like love, then it's just a call for more love. It's an opportunity. That's a Course in Miracles quote, that anything that appears unlike love is just a call for love. Because the truth is, our essence is that. But we have so denied ourselves that love that we deny it to one another. So we have to get to the realization that we are that spark of divinity. We have the divine. We are a divine being. And in that awareness, to know that we are created in that image and that likeness, and therefore, when I live into that and I believe that about myself, it's easy to see it in you. When I doubt it in myself, I doubt it in you. And so how is it then we learn to, as we are told, love our neighbors as ourselves? So we must love ourselves, love and see the beauty and the wonder and the magnificence. Does it mean we show up perfectly every moment? Probably not. We're human also. We're divine and we're human, and we're learning along the way how to do that better and better. And yet at the same time, that does not ever, there's nothing you can do that would ever diminish the divinity in you. Do you get that? Nothing. Now this is hard, right? I remember I have one of my dear, dear friends from high school who is still a dear, dear friend of mine. And she said to me one time, Kyra, I don't care what you do, ever. I will always love you. And there is nothing you could do. I'd have to go see you in prison in certain situations, and I'd still love you because I get who you are. That was one of the most profound moments, to know that you're loved so unconditionally like that. But do we love ourselves that way? Do we, and I feel extra blessed. I have a lot of love in my life. But I also know that the big challenge was, because I don't know about you, I struggled accepting that love. Right? Because how could they love me that much? How could they forgive me the things they don't even know? Right? How do I forgive myself and love myself so completely, exactly as I am in this now moment? See, this is part of living these principles. As a way of life, we don't just say, oh, those are nice principles. These 5 principles that we teach are the ones that then guide our everyday experience, our everyday life. So the third principle, unity principle, is that I create my reality through my thoughts, my feelings, and my beliefs. So what I choose to think and believe will create what my experience of life is. If I say it's a hard, ugly world, it's, people are awful, ain't it awful, then I get back that. Have you noticed? Then all of a sudden you've got yourself in misery and you start finding all the fault and the wrong. And a lot of our lives, we've been taught to look for what's missing, to look for what's wrong in the situation, because isn't that how we're supposed to fix it? But see, unity teachings is a way that says, what if everything is working itself out for greater and greater and greater good? And my role is to hold the belief in my own wholeness and the wholeness of one another and the wholeness of the earth, and that our evolution in this process to move us to the greater awareness of the truth of our being. See, when I see that new world filled with wonder and awe, and I look for the good, I find it. When I look for the good in me, I find it. When I look for the good in you, I find it. We all have that in our being. And I begin to change my reality by the way I'm believing about things. Notice the little comments. Does anybody have that committee in their head that makes constant commentary? It has all kinds of ways of talking, right? And sometimes the voice sounds like our parents, and sometimes, we've taken that on to bring that same idea and carry forward the past into the future. And part of really creating a new reality is letting go of anything that has been. And to know that we are in this now moment, and in this now moment, I recreate my life. Right now, what do I choose to believe? What do I think is possible? And even if I don't think it's possible, what if I just have a moment of, well, what if it was possible? How would I feel in the midst of that? Because our beliefs come from our thoughts and our feelings. And it is a union of those, that how do I feel in this moment? If I'm tense and uptight or angry or stressed, then I create dis-ease in my body. If I am in a place of peace and harmony, I'm honoring my body, celebrating it. Like our co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore, she talked to all of her body, apologized for all the times she condemned it. And she invited it to remember that it was made in the image and likeness of God and did not inherit sickness, but wholeness, that it was born of wholeness. We all have a divine blueprint. We are made of this divine blueprint, and we're made of divine stuff, star stuff. Yeah, sparkle. I love the sparkle. And so whatever way we want to see that, but it's about what happens when I rub up against that idea in my head that I'm unworthy, I'm not enough, that this should be different, judgment of myself or others. When I rub up against those, I then have a choice. Do I buy into that? Do I buy into fear about what others think about me? Or am I going back to that place within myself where I go, there is a divine source that has created me perfectly, that knows the truth of me. No matter what the appearance is out here, no matter what the appearance is here, I have choice. See, this is the freedom of unity. We choose what we believe. We don't tell you, believe what I tell you. We say, investigate, practice it, try it on for yourself. See what happens when you use these principles in your life. Because they're serious tools for bringing us to a greater life, to a different experience. And as a result, we create our life anew again and again and again each moment. So no matter what it looks like right now, let it go and say, what do I want to create? What do I want to visualize? What do I want to hold as possible and true and available to me? And when I do that, then I begin to live differently. Because if I'm living as if what I believe is true, right, then I outpicture that which I believe. I outpicture that reality. We all have our own bubble of reality, and we bump into one another's bubble. And sometimes somebody's bubble tries to pop yours, right? Have you had that happen? You don't get to pop my bubble, baby. It doesn't work that way, because I'm going to stay in my joy. I'm going to stay in the peace and the harmony of my soul. I'm going to know the truth for myself in a way that has nothing to do with what anybody else believes. And I've had people that have said, oh, Kyra, you just, you're way too positive for me, Good. Let me give you a vision of what's possible. Let me give you a vision of what it is to live with the joy of your soul coming through, of knowing you're living on purpose and that you're creating and that you're living that. The truth is we all get that opportunity. Are you challenging other people's bubbles? Let's break those bubbles of negativity and open to a positive potential that is available to each one of us. See, the fourth principle that we teach is about that through prayer and through meditation, we connect to that infinite side of our nature. We call it God or Christ consciousness within us, our I am awareness. In whatever way you want to understand that, you could say it as light, as source, that when we connect to something greater than the limited view of the mind, that which is the true essence of us, that it will always bring forth a deeper realization of truth. And so when we live into that, where in those moments of inner conflict, we stop and say, stop. And I say it to my mind. Do you do that? Stop. I'm going to go center on truth for a moment. I'm going to sit and open to something more expansive and know that there is a greater realization even if I don't understand it yet. I may not have understanding in the mind, but my being feels it when I go into prayer and meditation. We always say in unity, we do affirmative prayer. We're affirming a truth that is overriding the false system we have programmed in. Anybody have a false system running? I call it, I think the whole world has a lot of misinformation these days. Isn't it all misinformation because it's only partial truth? We don't really have the whole truth. And so when we get to come into that deeper place within ourselves, we get out of the way so that the truth can live in us. and the truth can guide us. And there's a deeper awareness of that God essence that actually knows exactly what it's doing, and it is always working for benevolence. Now, will you go back a minute, Ronnie? Sorry. I want to go back to this one. I have one more principle to talk about, and that is that the fifth unity principle is all this is great ideas, but they only are alive when we are living truth. When we are the way of life of unity. A new way of life creates a new world. It means that I live according to this higher truth. Now, it's challenging sometimes because it means I'm holding myself to a bit of a higher standard, right? A higher standard in how I show up with me and how I show up with you. Do I come from that place of love? Do I come from that place of oneness? Do I come from... So I have a higher standard, and I have to live this. It means I may have to wrestle with myself in the place where I hold judgment, in the place where I condemn myself or others, in the place where I am struggling with what I am seeing and how I'm perceiving it. It's not the world that's wrong, it's my perception of it. Take that in a minute. It's not the world that's wrong, it's my perception of it. What if we understood that what is happening in the world right now is only about us breaking down the places where we have prejudice, the places where we were pushing against one another, the power struggles, the way that we've set up a system that is based on power and greed. And what if we understood that what's happening is a push, those things trying to hold on to something that's no longer true in this world? And if we understood that, would we perceive the situation differently? That this is a time of breakthrough, and it requires a breakdown of the old for us to get to the place where we're all new, where we really claim something else. Now, it doesn't mean we don't feel compassion and that we don't take action to support those that we feel require, some support at this time, because isn't that what we do for one another? We support ourselves and each other as we need that support. And that's part of what community is all about. And that's part of living in a place where I recognize if you have a need, I do too. That I am one with you, so your need is my need. If anybody in our world is hungry, then there's something here that I want to do something about. I want to create differently. I want to believe differently in what's possible for us all to never be hungry in food or support or love or connection or, compassion for one another, for us to have all our needs met, right? But I have to live those principles in my everyday activity, in my life. What thoughts am I carrying? What beliefs am I holding? How am I acting to one another? So as we live these principles, we use the things that unity has taught us to support us along the way. I'm going to share with you a denial and affirmation. In unity, we teach denials and affirmation. We deny anything to have power over us. That the true power is in the divine that is within us. And as I claim the power of that, I override the circumstances. And then we affirm, we re-engage an affirmation of truth. Now, this denial and affirmation was created by our board at our board retreat. We wanted to live the principles and to say, what is it we want to experience here in our board retreat? And so we came up with a denial and affirmation to lead us through that retreat process and to hold a greater consciousness. So we agreed because we recognized we don't want this ministry to just live out the past, no more than any of us want to live out the past and repeat the past within our own being. We want to create anew. So we deny the power of past judgments and beliefs to define us. So we claim that and we recognize we get to let go of who we've believed we are individually, collectively as a ministry, to be able to say what wants to emerge and be created now. How beautiful is that? And so then we affirm together, we affirm that the unity way of life simplifies, clarifies, and uplifts. Do you want a way of life that simplifies your life, that clarifies your path, that uplifts you each and every moment and those you encounter? And you know, it was really beautiful. It was a beautiful board retreat. And what occurred by the end of it, we really got that we had done these things. We'd let go of any way we'd been or thought or judgments of ourselves or one another or even the ministry. And we had really simplified and clarified and uplifted one another and what we were up to as we looked at the priorities going forward. We redefined things in all new ways that we've never done before. It was beautiful. And how about we do that in our life? Because that's where we're living the unity principles. Am I denying that which I've given power to outside of myself, or even my own thoughts within me? To deny anything to have power other than my true essence, my true light, my true inner knowing. See, I deny anything else that have any power. The only power is in the one presence, the one power of the universe, God, the good, omnipotence. I am that. I am that I am. This week in a meditation process, I was given the mantra, I am as God is. I am as God is. Do we believe that? And I love that. I'm using it as a mantra right now. I am as God is. And so what I do is listen to those inner voices. And we have that option of listening to the mind voice or the voice of the divine within us. And we may not all have it clearly speaking yet, because we rattle around in our confusion, at times. And yet what we're being called to is remember. Remember the truth of who we are. That this is a way of life. And when I take on this way of life, when I acknowledge and remember I am as God is, even if I don't remember it all the time, maybe I remember it in a moment and then I forget. There was an old song that Shanti and Om used to sing called Remembering and Forgetting, that we go in and out of this, right? Until we get better and better. It's like how we learn, until we get to the place that we can hold that space of knowing, of not just thinking it's possible, but it become a knowing within us. A knowing within us that I am as God is. That I am one with this infinite universe. That things are working together for greater good to bring forth a higher vibration and frequency in this earth. Today is a full moon, lunar eclipse tonight. And, those are always kind of transition points. These are times when we anchor in and release. We eclipse out what has been so that we open to what is new. And so as we are in this time, it's just an outer demonstration of what we know internally. We go through phases, just like the moon. And when we go through these phases, this is a time we're eclipsing out the old and we're opening to a new. And it means our emotions may be stirred up. They all know on full moon, we all know on full moons, even the police and the healthcare industry know, there are things that get stirred up and we get a lot of energy moving and flowing, right? And so be careful, be aware, notice what's going on, and yet at the same time to know the truth power is within you and the divine in you. And you can redefine who you are in this moment and create a new you. To live in the fullness, the full moon, the full expression of your power and presence. See, this is the unity way of living. Everything is working together to create the good in our lives. So we invite you to really hold this truth, to know that you can live with divine love. And I love this quote, divine love in the heart establishes one in fearlessness and indomitable courage. You have the courage to overcome any belief about yourself. You have the courage to move forward in every possible way and to live a new way of life that will transform your experience, that you begin to have more joy bubble forth when you release the old ideas or definitions or judgments of oneself or another. Then suddenly there's an inner freedom. There's a freedom that you have choice and to know I'm at choice each moment. See, this is so powerful. To live this way of life begins to create harmony and peace in our own being, in our own body temple. And then it creates harmony and peace in our relationships. It creates abundance and the flow of prosperity because we believe that we are living in an abundant universe. Everything is available to us. And as we live from that truth, amazing things begin to unfold and to move us so that we can claim and be willing to live from that abundance, to live from the knowing that we are guided, that we are alive in this beautiful new world. And so I invite you, choose the love of your being. Choose the love of the divine that you are, and to be that love, see that love. Let it move you forward, where every time you run into a challenge or situation, you go back and say, okay, what's the principle I need to apply here? What is it that's alive in me that wants to come forth in a new way, that expresses the truth of a greater world, that moves me into a higher vibration and frequency? And the minute I do that, I transform not only me, but everyone around me. That is our awakening. That is our enlightenment. That is our calling forth and living from this higher consciousness. And what I know is that you are the people of unity, living the unity way of life. And I'm grateful for each of you for all that you're doing to live these principles, to let this living truth transform your lives and our world. Thank you. God bless you all. And this is a time where we honor and bless the flow of that abundant universe and all the ways that our ministry is blessed by your gifts, by your love, by your contributions, your offerings and your tithes. We know as a ministry we are a tithing ministry, and we are grateful to be able to give back to the universe. 10% of all of the universe gives us. We always feel like that's the first fruits going out to bless and multiply the good in the places that it can do even greater good. And so we are honoring all the ways that we live these principles. And so together, let's feel the power of this as we take our gifts in our hands, our hearts, or whether we send them online, whether we send a check in the mail, whether we text to give, or whether we give here at this Sunday celebration service, that let us hold all the contributions of time and talent and treasure. And we say thank you. And together, let's affirm. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. Life is good. And we do have the many ways we can give, and thank you all. And thank you all online that are also a part of our contributors from across the nation and the globe. And we are grateful for each and every gift and each and every giver.
Peace. choose love.
Thank you, Ellen Rogers and Patty Rabaza. We are so blessed by each of you. And so we want to celebrate our gifts and celebrate the flow of abundance in all the ways that it is nurturing and fulfilling our lives and our dreams and creating a new reality. So together, let's affirm these truths. We celebrate divine abundance. We gratefully live, breathe, and experience abundance and generosity. Thank you, God, for the flow of resources through our ministry to bless the world. We rejoice as all our prayers are answered. We are grateful, blessed, and prosperous. Yes, we are. Well, it is May, and I think we have May birthdays this month. So if you're a May baby, will you rise up and let us celebrate you this day?
Look at all the May babies. Look at all the May babies. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, May babies. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now.
There is a prayer circle following our service up front, as well as then individual prayer available at our prayer room in the back, as well as oneness blessings in our oneness blessing room. And we invite you to take whatever works for you to receive the gifts of Spirit in the way that works for your body, mind, and soul. And so at this time, let's rise, and we're going to close this service with one life living as you and me.
One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy. Makes me want to shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all. Let me hear it. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. 'Cause God is all there is. 'Cause God is all there is.
Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And we say, yay, God. And I hear a rumor that there's leftover food from last night's birthday party for Owen Leasy, and they have brought that in for anybody who wants to share in the goodies today, to invite you to join us in the fellowship room, in the gathering room, for additional fun and friendship and food. All right, love you all.